guys, it's Anthony. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go over a car sales closing technique that if you work in a new car store is super valuable to have this tool in your toolbox. Now, if you've been in the business for a little while, I'm sure you've had to overcome this objection, but it's important to have as many tools in the toolbox at all times as possible. And if you're in a new car store and you lease vehicles and you're new to the business, don't worry. You're going to have to overcome this objection probably early and often. Now, there's always going to be a customer who wants to lease a vehicle and you work up a quote for them based off of X amount of miles per year. Let's say it's 10,000 miles per year and they say, no, I need 15. But the thing is, they don't want to pay for the 15,000 miles. They want to be at the 10,000 mile per year payment, but they want the 15,000 miles per year on the contract. Now, how do we overcome that? Now, let's go over some ground rules. So fundamentally, if you're new to the business, it's important to remember this, that if you have a customer and it's a 3-year lease, let's say 36-month lease, and they need 10,000 miles per year, they need 12,000 miles per year, they need 15,000 miles per year, just understand that for a 10,000 mile per year lease, it's actually not 10,000 miles per year. It's an accumulation of 30,000 miles over 3 years. So in theory, if you had a customer who you contract at 10,000 miles per year, they could drive 29,999 miles in year one or in month one or in day one if they want, garage that car, and after 3 years, they wouldn't be over their allotted mileage, so they wouldn't break contracts. So it's important to remember that because sometimes customers get spooked out by that. I had a customer last week who they drove 20,000 miles in year one. Now, they were contracted for a 12,000 mile per year lease, right? 3-year lease, 12,000 miles per year. They drove 20,000 in year one. They came in, we successfully traded them out of the vehicle, and they were fine. So for that customer, I even used a pitch. I used a word track when working with that customer to get them to take the 10,000 mile per year contract by saying, hey, listen, you had 12,000 miles per year this last time. All you did was actually pay a little bit more per month than had you had gone with the 10,000 mile per year payment last time around. So you paid about $15, $20 more per month by taking the 12,000 miles per year last time when you would have been fine with the 10. Even though you drove 20, we still traded you out of the vehicle. We did it then, and we're going to do it again. So it's important to remember to express that to customers. If they're currently leasing a vehicle and you're trading them out of it, hey, I'm doing it now. We're going to do it next time. See, customers are almost traumatized second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th hand from a situation they probably never dealt with. They've heard a horror story from some customer who, this hypothetical, like almost mythological story of this customer who leased a car and got hit with a bill for $1 billion at the end of their lease in 1980. And the story kind of got passed down from car buyer generation through generation. And what happens is dealerships, for the most part, I know my store and I know all the stores that I've ever been affiliated with, we live by proper dealer and business practices. We would never put a customer in a situation where at the end of their lease, they got hit with a bill that they had to pay out of pocket. We're always going to find a way to account for that, either by trading the car or by factoring in the mile overage if we do send the car back to the leasing company and factoring that into the deal. And you can do that, if you're going to take care of it on the back end. The way you would do that if you're new to the business is if you have to factor in either remaining payments for the customer. Let's say they had 5 remaining payments of $500, that's $2,500. And let's say they were over their miles by 1,000 miles at 25 cents per mile. That would be $250. So now you have the $2,500 and the $250. You have $2,750 in total obligation that has to be given back to the leasing company with that car. You would factor it into the back screen of the deal structure and then just raise the sale price $2,750. That's why it's super important, and we'll go over this in other videos to make sure that we don't get caught up on sale price, we don't get caught up on trade-in, we don't get caught up. All we worry about is how much money does the customer have down and how high of a payment can we close them at. Keep everything else gray, but that's for future videos. But that being said, we will take care of it in one way, shape, or form, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, Ms. Customer, what have you. We're going to find a way to do it. And the reality of it is, in today's climate and market conditions, with new car inventory being so scarce, we need all the used cars we can get. And we know customers, especially if they're leasing a car and they feel as if it's not theirs, which it's really not theirs too if they're financing it, unless they pay that very last payment. But if they're leasing the vehicle, they take care of it a little better. They know that it's not their car, so they're going to keep it in pristine condition. They're a little more cautious. We know they're going to be at prime mileage for that year, make, model, and trim. So you're going to get back a really nice car that you can then certify if it's your brand, and it just makes sense to trade the car in. So explain that to your customer that when the lease is due to mature, we're going to trade you out of it, or we're going to trade you out of it sooner, just like we're doing now. Hey, you are in a 3-year lease right now. You're getting out of it in 2 years. You're most likely going to get out of this one in 2 years, and we're going to continue the process. You're going to continue to be happy with a vehicle that's under mileage, that has all the features you want, and you're going to be a happy camper at a payment that's comfortable for you. Let's not get caught up on the mileage, because the reality of it is, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the car that's in their driveway when they leave for work tomorrow, or for school tomorrow, or to take Becky to soccer practice, or Billy to basketball, or what have you, and what their monthly payment is. So mileage is a scare tactic. You can explain that to them. It's a scare tactic that's created by the leasing company to make sure they get their vehicle back at the appropriate mileage. And guess what? Baked into that is a little bit of profit. Even for the dealership, you can act like you're on their side in this case. Hey, listen, it's just money you're putting out of pocket for no reason. Let's just say that they're currently in a 12,000 mile per year lease, right? And let's say that had they had gone 10 last time in their current vehicle, the payment would have been $20 less per month. And let's say they've been in the car for 24 months, right? So 2 years. Well, they paid $20 extra for 24 months. They paid $480 out of pocket for no reason, right? You paid $480 out of pocket for these extra miles when ultimately we're trading you out of the car right now anyway early, and the mileage doesn't matter. So you can express all of these things to them. The mileage, we'll take care of it on the back end. We're most likely going to trade you out of the vehicle. If not, and it goes back to the leasing company, don't worry about it. We're going to find a way to factor into the next deal to absorb the mileage for you so you never get hit with a check or a bill. That's the thing. They don't want to get hit with a bill where they got to stroke a check and send it back. Nobody wants to pay out of pocket. They don't want to do, after they work out this deal and they're negotiating, they don't have to pay another bill down the line. They want it all factored in right then and there. You have to alleviate them, that stress, alleviate that stress, and let them know they're not going to have to deal with that, and explain to them that that mileage penalty is only assessed by the leasing company. They want one of two things. They want their car back with the appropriate miles as per the contract, or they want a check for the entire value of the vehicle, which the dealership's going to take care of both. We're going to send the car back, right? And we're going to make sure that they get a check for the mileage if the customer goes over, or we're going to trade the car. And if we trade the car, there is no mileage penalty because the leasing company got what they needed. They got the check for the full amount of the vehicle. So the leasing company assesses the mile overage, not the dealership. Make sure you explain that to your customers. That'll help offset some of that stress. And explain to them, point blank, listen, we got you out of the car right now. We're going to get you out of the car again. The miles don't matter. It's a way for the leasing company to get a few extra bucks up front. Don't put that money out of pocket now. Save it in your pocket. Allow us to take care of it, or any dealership. Or your next car, let's say you don't come back to us. Another dealership is going to do the same exact thing. You're going to trade that vehicle into them. They're going to treat it as a trade-in, put it on their lot to be sold for a profit, and the miles don't matter because it will not go back to the leasing company. I hope this tip helps for you. Car sales closing techniques are important to know. It's important to have them built into your subconscious, because if you got to dig into your conscious mind, if you got to think about it while you have the customer in front of you, you start to fumble on your words, you start to lose credibility. It's important to practice, drill, and rehearse these techniques over and over again, and that's what I'm here for, to make sure they're in your subconscious mind. It's muscle memory, and you can deliver them whenever you need to. Thanks. Hey, my friend, thank you for watching, and if you want to see videos just like this one, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate the love and support. And don't forget, leave some comments down below. I'm looking forward to all of your interaction and feedback, and I can't wait to bring you more videos just like this one. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.